Jeffrey's a power
Is this thing on?
Did I get it?
Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. And very, very calm too. Didn't expect that one coming. It was like Jeffrey's a cowboy. The end. Welcome to UCR Live this week, folks. I've got to remember to lean over the microphone because my voice is dying slowly, but that's okay. We're here. It's the four of us. We're feeling wonderful. Oh, I was going to say we're feeling wonderful, but we're here. Maybe the feeling wonderful part is subjective, we'll say, this week. But we will never let you down. We are here. We are live. No matter who it is, no matter if I have to find people off the street, we will be here. We will be here. We will talk shit about what's been happening this week in the world because that's what we do. It definitely makes me feel better going into the weekend. Yeah. Makes me feel better about going into the weekend. Like just decompressing a bit and going, okay, we're cool. We've made it this far. Now, Hetero Tim has made it. Maybe for a little while because I made him turn off his fan, ladies and gentlemen. So if Tim gets sweatier, that's the reason.
If I start melting or if I start stripping mid-show, you know why. Yeah.
Yes. Other than that, how have you been? How's your week been?
Good. The weather's been beautiful this week, so I've gotten a lot done in the yard, and we have our 9-year-old's birthday party on Saturday, so we have some people coming over after that. So we got to make sure everything's in tip-top shape, or else the brother-in-law will pass comments to his wife, and then I get angry, and then we don't want that. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. So other than that, it's hot as hell. The house is reading 81 degrees right now, and it's dark outside, which is piss poor, and I'm miserable. So let's start yelling at people.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get too overheated today because if the weather's Tim just passes out mid-show. Just shitty crash. The stock market of Tim's life crashes. The lovely Miss Christina is here.
I am back for another week. Strong and hard, you know.
So how did the Oreos go down?
Oh, the Oreos went over very well. I actually was up to about 1 o'clock working on them, but they were perfect. I mean, semi-perfect. My perfect, you know. I mean, they were beautiful. So I can't complain. And I haven't had one, but I'm sure that they were delicious.
Wait, you didn't even have one?
I haven't even had one. No. I haven't. Wow. Joe, have you had one? No, even my husband hasn't had one. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure my nieces have had one. I mean, hopefully they would have had one by now.
No, the girls have not had one yet.
See, all that hard work for literally nothing. I don't know. We'll see.
No one gets any Oreos, damn it.
I will accept your Oreo donation.
Yes, don't worry. You know what? I have about 8 left, so I can just mail them up. They're fresh.
Just sit there and just. I just slam. We should have had you set them up on the show and make you eat them all. Just be like,
right. I could.
Christina's Oreo tally in the corner. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Christina's Oreo tally. I love that.
Every time one of us drops an F-bomb, she has to need an Oreo.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's
I wouldn't be able to finish it. My mouth would be full the entire time. Forget it.
I know, right? We're not trying to choke the poor woman, okay? Okay. We want to be nice. We like to keep her alive. She's a reliable one. We like to keep her alive. And of course, the wonderful Miss Vera is here. How are you, V?
I'm doing okay. It's hotter than hell in here, and like Tim, I don't have any AC. I'm living with my fan that I had to shut off. I have a nice pack in my boobs.
I hear you, girl.
She's a professional.
For the last 9 months passed on Tuesday. Yay!
Busy woman.
We're okay. We're doing good.
We're okay. She's alive. She's cooling. She's cool, but Rapidly melting.
I'm melting.
Yeah.
I had
Rapidly
my
melting from her
the
breast.
Oreos.
Oh, they are
okay.
pretty. Look at you. You
I'm
win the
not
Sister-in-Law of the Year award.
We're gonna have no idea what we're talking about.
I have said the word boundary 95 times since every time something comes up, I go boundaries, boundaries, and so far it's been working.
It was a theme of the birthday party that day. Actually, it
Yes,
yeah.
Look at
We kept saying to
Uncensored
each other,
Radio.
boundaries.
So if you weren't watching on Tuesday, we had a roundtable for the first time in a long time. We had a nice long conversation about boundaries, and it seems to have popped up a lot. It seems to have popped up a lot this week. I'm like, oh, okay. Life imitating art, imitating life, as per usual on this panel. So it's nice. I had a good time. We had a good conversation, so it's nice to see the round table dusted off and put back to use. We'll be doing that again very soon, sooner than last time. It's been a hot minute, but that's okay. Now, the one and only Jeffrey Emmett is not with us today. He was promised to be here. He did make it. You know that he was going to be here, but I'm not going to spoil his story because you won't believe it until he tells it himself. So
Exactly.
if you want to find out why Jeff wasn't here today, you have to tune in next week because I read the message and went,
If there
okay.
isn't a monsoon in upstate New York, then hopefully he'll be on.
I know. Yeah, well, who knows? If the aliens don't land by next week and come for Jeffrey, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Who can say?
Well, there's a very
tidal
weird
wave.
flu in upstate New York right now that hasn't been
Oh,
seen
no.
before the pandemic.
Oh, jeez.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
But didn't NASA have that panel this week on UFOs?
Yeah.
That got buried in the news. Yes.
No, there was some footage. They showed some things.
They're here, kids.
That they can't explain.
The fact that they're having a panel, it's like with the press, it's like so they're already here then. Like if NASA are having a panel about it, it's like they're already walking amongst us buying our
Does
chickens
anybody
and
really
all
believe
that
that we are the only beings in the universe?
Flat
I'm the only
earthers,
being
probably.
in my universe. Yeah, like I'm the only being in my universe. If I ever
I mean,
Yeah.
in an infinite universe, it's so improbable that we're the only species to evolve.
I want to see an alien.
I was at the air show.
I don't know if they are.
That's right. You went to the air show.
I was at the air show, and I tell you, we're using some sort of alien technology on some of these ships because some of these planes and helicopters and mixes of the two that they broke out are pretty serious. It was cool.
No crashes.
No. Everyone lived. Everyone lived.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to see
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh.
No. Totally safe.
No final destination moments anywhere. It's so upsetting. No rollerblades spinning off and decapitating 700 people.
No. Melissa almost went deaf. That's the closest we got.
Yeah.
Isn't that the husband's job when they get married?
Yes. Well, yes. I look forward to taking on that role legally. Or not legally. Yeah, not legally.
Selective hearing. We like it.
Yeah.
Okay. We like it. All right. You can't help but hear us, and you can't help but see the ever-shaking bosom of Miss Katrina A. Johnson when we dive into this week's
hot load of hot topics.
She's never going to live that down. Does she really? It's just the way to be.
Why would she?
Why would she? When you got him, you flaunt him. Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen?
Right. You got to leave.
That's right. Yeah. So it's a pretty light. We're not getting too. We might get a little bit emotional this week, but it's pretty light. But I think it's good to be light. Some weeks, other weeks we're heavy, but this week it's pretty light. Can we talk about a random, like I could care less about this news item. And I always used to say that when back in the day, Christina and Tim, before you get here, I used to bring these news items to people, and we'd get on the show, and they're like, "We don't care," and that was all. That was all the comment I got. I'm like, "Cool, nice story." I don't really care about this one, but it seems that everyone and their dog really gives a shit about Kim Cattrall coming back to Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
It's about
don't.
time.
I didn't even know it was still on.
Jeffrey's the girl. Oh, well,
It's still a show? I thought it ended.
Technically, it's a sequel series called And Just Like That. Yeah. Probably because they couldn't get the rights to the title or something from, I don't know, but whatever. So, Christina, that's not you. That's you. That's not her. Anyway, she has famously had a falling out with especially Sarah Jessica Parker regarding a lot of things, and let it be known that she would rather do anything than be on the show again. So it brings to mind questions of how much is she getting paid to start with? Because it is only a voice cameo. She doesn't appear on screen at all.
What?
So the whole premise of the second show is that they've lived their lives, etc., etc. And Samantha and Carrie have had a falling out around life, and I think around Mr. Big and all that kind of thing. Now he's all spoiler alert. He died. He died in season 1. So now there's been text messages between Carrie and Samantha, but in the season 2 finale, which is coming up in August, I think it ends up airing, she will actually be heard on the show again. And it was kept hush hush. The rest of the cast didn't even know it was happening.
Really?
So it was kept quiet. She wasn't on screen with anyone. It was filmed privately. She arrived in a blacked out Jeep, etc., and recorded her voice with the director of the show and left.
Maybe it's like a voicemail.
So why, other than money, why?
Maybe she's not doing anything.
I
She's
can
desperate.
tell you why they wanted her back.
Okay, Kavira.
She is the funny. She brought the funny. If you watch old episodes, you watch the old movies, it is Kim Cattrall's character that brings the funny. The other three are just whining about dating and shit. The funny is Kim Cattrall.
She's like raunchy.
I think she always was the raunchy, funny version part of that show. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't watch it, but it kind of emphasizes how unlikable some of the other characters actually are without that funny.
I love the original show in its full incarnation. I watched all of the seasons. I cried, I laughed, I cried some more. But I cannot imagine the 3 without Kim Cattrall. She is the comic relief. She is the much needed foil to all their drama and their melodrama and their weepy self-indulgent drama, And yes, I like the weepy self-indulgent drama, but you can't watch that without the funny.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah, otherwise it's just life.
Yeah.
TV's meant to be escapism. It's like And I feel like without her, they're pushing these storylines in weird direction. Like, does anyone care that Miranda's a lesbian? No,
I thought she
no
was
one cares. She was like one of the worst characters to start with, wasn't she? It's like, why are we giving her more screen time?
She wasn't the most vibrant heterosexual. I'm sure she's not the most vibrant homosexual.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was a big drama about when her and Sarah Ramirez had that sex scene in the elevator. She was like poking her cervix like it was Morse code.
Mm.
Yeah,
she was poking her in the cervix?
Yeah, she was right up there. Yeah,
Fucking
she
A.
was right up there.
Dude.
I was like, yeah, I know. Violence.
Yeah,
Right,
yikes.
so I have a question. I have a question for you. We've all had a job that we hate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much would it take for you to go back to that job?
Ha! Oh God.
I've stumped everyone.
Well,
I mean,
in
realistically,
every job that I've left, there was something I loved about it and something I hated about it.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
But she's got to essentially call the shots on her return. She's got to like by the sounds of it, got to, really be in control of it. If you got to go back to a job and went, well, I can change this to the way that I would like it. I can work by myself if I want to. I don't have to deal with my co-workers. I can do as much work as I like, and I can designate how much time and money I would like to be paid for my time.
Yeah.
You'd go back, right? Even if it was like the worst job in the world.
yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
let me ask this question though. If each of the four ladies got a spin-off, who's the one you would watch?
Of course people are going to watch because that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that her being in the finale is a sign of her getting her own show as Samantha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was rumors that she was going to be, she's on Emily in Paris now, but that when she was introduced into Emily in Paris, that it was going to be Samantha, but it wasn't. So that would be a crossover there. But I think that they're really hoping that, because the first season was pretty popular and just as it was, apparently. That's not right. Just like that. So I think they're hoping to universe build as we do in this day and age, Nothing can exist in solidarity. It's got to have 16 sister shows and a spin-off movie and a soundtrack and a musical and all that kind of thing.
Action figures,
all that kind of drama. But there's lots of drama going on elsewhere. Big news. Apparently,
she was my first crush.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I just throw it up there. Mannequin, yeah, I know I said that. And she was also in Police Academy, the original Police Academy.
Yes, she was the original Police Academy.
So
now Jeffrey and his children have a very unique relationship with the movie Mannequin. So I was hoping he was going to be here so you could have a mannequin off. But that's all good. That's all good. There's a familial drama happening now from the very reliable sources of TMZ. Apparently, Britney Spears has sat down with her mother and had a conversation after all the conservatorship drama, all that kind of stuff. This was the first time that they met in person to discuss everything. It was a half-hour meeting, according to sources, just to see how the relationship was, if they were able to speak civilly to each other, and I think ideally on the road to some kind of resolution / reconciliation. I don't know how I feel about that.
I gotta tell you, just the first vision of this woman, I've never seen a picture of Brittany's mother. Looking at that picture with that big gaudy cross on her neck, she looks like somebody who would roll up on a child's birthday party and call the police.
There's something about it that just doesn't sit right with me after
I'm not
everything that they put that poor woman through for them to just and look, it's obviously a mutual thing. She wanted to speak to her mother, but I don't know that it's something you can fix in half an hour, let alone half a bloody lifetime. If they're gonna, effectively keep you a working slave, medicated.
Was it like the first time in like 5 years they had actually seen each other? Like,
yeah. This is all while she's locked up in institutions or under house arrest, and the rest of the family are living it up at Brittany's beach house on her dollar.
On her
Yeah,
dollar.
Like your
effective.
mom's just doing
Yeah.
what? Like, what is your mom doing? And like all of a sudden now,
She was
like why
complicit.
now?
Like obviously Jamie and Lynn Spears have been divorced for many years. Lynn used to be Britney's defender and would speak on it. Britney was actually at Lynn's house when they came to secure her for her mental health issues, and Lynn said nothing to her daughter that there were people coming to take her.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get it in a mental health crisis. Yes, you don't go, someone's coming for you.
Right.
I don't know that it was ever really the crisis at which it was, reported to be. And it takes a big person to go, hey, you took my life for essentially the better part of 13 years. And we're going to try and go back to having a mother-daughter relationship.
Right.
Boundaries.
Yeah. That fuck boundaries. That's like 17 concrete walls wrapped in electrical barbed wire. Fucking laser grid.
Well, I don't know the mental health laws in other states, but in this state, to commit someone against their will, you got to have 4 doctors and 7 judges. It's a lot of legal work to commit somebody against their will.
Money talks.
Yeah.
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 Especially the Britney business. Money talks. She can,
especially her own money.
She especially she can print her own money basically with anything that she wants. As washed up and as much of a joke as people think that she is, Brand Britney brings in billions of dollars a year.
The Britney musical was on
And
Broadway
she
when
doesn't.
I was down in New
Yeah,
York.
it's just premiered. So
Yeah.
I wonder how many royalties she's seeing from that, because
There's
she did
photo
write
booths
she did
outside
write
the
some of
theater
those songs.
with people rolling up to get their picture taken in the photo booth outside the Britney musical. It's making money.
Yeah.
Damn it! And she's been included where there. It's happening around her. Like she's this inept person. Like I know there is argument at the moment saying how well she possibly is with the erratic social media postings and all that kind of stuff. But this is what she wanted. This is what the fans wanted. They wanted her to live a life unobstructed by the laws of the conservatorship that was keeping her working. Now they're having issue with the fact that she doesn't want to work. What did you think was gonna happen?
Well-
what did you think was gonna happen?
Right.
No.
It's not just about whether or not she's working. It's about her own autonomy. There are
No, but a lot of the fans are like,
people.
"Where's the music? Why don't we have music? Where's the music?" I'm like,
Give her a fucking
"Are you
break.
kidding me?
Like,
Are you kidding? She's coming off lithium, doll. I don't think she's going into a recording studio just whopping out a nice, little EP for you because you want it."
How many public breakdowns have we witnessed in our life? We watched Charlie Sheen go completely off the rails. We watched
Winning.
Mel Gibson go completely off the rails. We've
said
seen
the
plenty of
effing
people
traits.
go off the rails. She has not gone off the rails like any of these bozos, and yet she's lived a much more confined and constrained life than they have.
Yeah. Yep.
She's been
Just
chemically.
makes me sad. It makes me sad for the poor girl that she seemingly still has no one on her side. There's all this drama surrounding the husband, whether he's really there for what people think he's there for. There's so many conspiracy theories, and it's something we're never going to know the truth about. The book's been held up legally now as well because people are worried about what she's going to say. She signed I think it was $15.6 million book deal. Wow. So that book's apparently written sitting at the publisher, unable to be published because there's lawsuits from some ex-boyfriends. I wonder who
JT?
I wonder who it could be.
Yeah, right.
I would think that
I don't
JT
know.
would be the only one with enough power to hold it up.
No, there's a few. That's what it's like. There's a few people that are a bit like, I'm concerned. What's she going to say about me? But there's someone that no one is saying anything good about and much deserves. So that 70s show star,
Oh,
Danny
shit.
Masterson.
I heard about
Finally, finally. Famous Scientologist, Danny Masterson, as we should say, has been found guilty on 2 of the 3 counts of rape that he was up against. It was alleged and proven in 2 counts that he would drug women to have his way with them in his heyday of a star of a sitcom. But the 3rd, they were saying there wasn't sufficient evidence to convict him of the 3rd count. He was one of the ones that has used Scientology in order to strong arm some witnesses into stepping away from accusations and stuff like that. Of course, with any Scientological legal battle, Leah Remini was there in court, sitting there with all the victims going, I think at the stand. I love Leah. We've had Leah on the show in the past, and we've also had her sister on the show.
Sure.
I think that she's a brave woman for doing what she's done and standing up to all the Scientology bullshit that is still. I didn't think it was still as prevalent, but old Hollywood traditions die hard, I guess.
Oh my God! And they still haven't located that guy's wife, right?
Oh, Shelley Miscavige she's gone. Yeah. We don't know where Shelley is. If you want to dive into a deep hole of conspiracy theories, try and find Shelley Miscavige.
Who is that?
They found him, didn't they? David Miscavige, the guy who runs Scientology, his wife mysteriously disappeared like 18 years ago, and no one reported her missing.
Well, aliens, right?
Except for Leah Remini, who was like, where is this bitch? And that's probably what she did. Where is this bitch? Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Anybody care that she's not around?
Comeuppance, I guess, is a little bit sweet when you are dealing with a douchebag. Like, I don't. And look, this is going to sound. I don't know. He was a TV star and a pretty prominent one at that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had to drug people to get them to sleep with him.
Bill Cosby was drugging people, and he was way higher than Danny Masterson.
That shows just how predatory you are, right? If your main drive is taking consensually or not consensually, then you've got an issue to start with. Like, dude, like you could have had that 70s show in America was huge.
Yeah.
And he was the cool guy, right? But besides Ashton Kutcher, he was the cool guy. I remember, girls he was one of those ones. I'm like,
I think you said it right. Like, it's not. It's never about like sex with people like that. It's about the dominance and the power and the predatory behavior. So it's like he probably was still having tons of sex based on his fame, and still felt the need to do that, to have that control, over people. And it's disgusting. People like that are disgusting. I'm sorry.
So, sucked in for Danny Masterson is what we have to say.
His brother was a nice guy. I worked with his brother. His family, I don't know if the story is true or if I'm remembering it correctly, but I think his parents had split, and the father moved to Northport, where I'm from, and lived most of my life. And I got to work with his youngest brother, the only one of the siblings that's not an actor, I believe. And worked with him for quite a while. Very nice young man. Was a good kid. One of our delivery drivers at the pizzeria. And his sister was on The Walking Dead, which is a way bigger show, I feel like. So how about that?
Yeah.
It matters more to Tim. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Should we go a bit
yeah.
more? Should we go a bit more wholesome? We'll go wholesome and besmirch ourselves of that moment.
If you must.
Sure.
Did you know that you can now buy the Brady house?
Yeah.
Brady's
I knew
not
that.
included, but it is actually now
Then why?
television.
Dead now?
It is
I
actually
know the
now
whole story behind this house.
televisionally accurate. So
Yeah.
the house that was used for the exteriors is now matching exactly the fictional Brady house set.
Where have you been, man? This has been like 5 years.
Yeah, I know, but it just went on sale.
Oh, really?
Buy it. Yeah. So they had the very Brady renovation show where,
Yeah.
the surviving cast got together and renovated the house, which I think would be worth a watch. I'd watch that show. I'd watch it.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd probably
it was
watch it.
amazing. Again, this was on television like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was HGTV.
Yeah.
So the house is going
amazing.
for 5.5 million opening offer.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked that it's that low. I'm actually
Yeah,
shocked
where
it's
is
that
it?
low.
It's in California, obviously.
Yeah, it's in California.
Where are we going?
Forget it.
Dillon Street, California.
But the yard,
Los Angeles.
though, is very small.
Roll those eyes, Tim.
Yeah.
And they actually had to add an addition onto the back of it to correct like the kitchen and the bedroom and
the second story. They had to extend the second story as well, right?
Yeah.
To make
And they
it
even,
accurately fit the rooms that was particular. Yeah.
Yeah, and they even went out and like bought the original. Like I think they had some of the set was still viable, right? Like left in like some kind of museum or whatever. And then other stuff they like found on auctions that like people didn't, or like just on the black web, because like people had bought it and saved it, and then like they rebought it from those people, and then like obviously the construction workers like remade half of the furniture. It was a really cool series to watch, so I would definitely watch it again. I mean, or watch it if you haven't seen it.
It's definitely like
it's interesting. It's fun.
TV for a show that wasn't ever that serious, or groundbreaking. It's definitely stuck around in the zeitgeist for ever since it was on TV. They had the 900,000 spin-offs and the Brady Variety Hour. They had when it went all serious and
they
it was like
had like
the
a concert
Brady's
tour, didn't they?
Yeah, they did all that kind of stuff. The Brady Bunch movie, I
did like the movies actually.
They were
hilarious. The movies are kind of cool. I appreciated the movies. They were good.
Cameos.
They did a good job with that.
Stars. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
but somebody's definitely going to sweep in and go, oh, I want to live in the Brady house, but why would you want to have a Jack and Jill bathroom for 6 people? Oh.
No, they had another. Alice had her own bathroom.
Right.
And
okay.
I think there was a bathroom in the study. Like when they were
Christina's our Brady expert.
I'm telling you that, like I remember it like it was yesterday.
And didn't Greg make a bedroom in the attic? So there's a bedroom in the attic now?
Yeah, because that was the whole point of the show. They had to fight about who got the attic, Greg or Marsha.
But since there wasn't an attic in the actual house that they purchased, I think they just turned a room like into the attic room.
Into the attic? Oh, okay.
Or like a basement, like one of the basement rooms or some shit like that. I know.
Is the backyard AstroTurf?
Attic room. Yes.
I would hope so.
But it's not as
backyard
big
as AstroTurf.
Like, yes, the AstroTurf.
As big as the original?
They put the same seesaw. They put the same swing set. Like
they put the doghouse, didn't they?
The doghouse.
They rebuilt the doghouse. Yep, they put everything back. Like it's to the T. It's crazy.
And does it come with the same stepmother?
Yeah, right.
Florence.
The stepmother? Stepmother porn?
Florence is dead, Tim. Florence is dead.
It doesn't have to be Florence. It just has to be a stepmother. We talked about this.
Would you take Shelley Long?
I would take Shelley Long, actually. Shelley Long's actually up there now, but who cares? They're all popping out kids in the 80s, so let's do it.
Yeah. And like the whole cast was on the show, too. Each cast member did an episode of the series. So
I have a question for you again. if you had your choice of house from a TV show that you got to live in,
Ooh.
whose house?
From a TV show.
Do you want me to go first?
Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Oh, Tim says Dallas. Whose house in Dallas, Tim? Whose house are you going for?
J.R. Ewing, right? I mean, that's the oil tycoon, the mansion. I don't even remember what it looks like. I just know he was a millionaire, and in Texas, it has to be pretty sweet. So
I want a big house.
Yeah, big.
It'd be like a sprawling ranch kind of moment.
Or the Munsters. I think that would probably be a pretty cool house to live in. 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah.
The dog that's the dragon, right?
Yes, yeah, under the steps, yeah.
Yeah.
Christina, whose house?
What was the dog's name?
Whose house?
I was gonna say the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house,
Oh,
or
okay.
or the loft in Friends, like that. I would, or the loft. You know what? Forget the Friends loft. I would rather live in the New Girl loft, the show New Girl.
Yeah,
live in that
big.
loft.
Lots of space.
Yeah, or definitely,
Lots of space.
if I had to live in the suburbs, it would have to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. Just the bigger the better.
And that's a very different kind of suburbs. That's a very
I know.
different kind of suburbs.
Yeah, the rich place.
Vera?
I want the 3-bedroom penthouse that Castle lived in on Castle.
Very nice. Very, very good. I have two. I want either the American Horror Story Murder House in LA, or here we go. We're going to date ourselves even further. I want Collinsport Manor from Dark Shadows. The TV. I want a Gothic manor house. Yeah, on the coast of Maine, on the cliff tops, where we don't go into the West Wing anymore.
Now,
It's the accident.
house, I want the house from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's changing their mind now. Yeah, I want a Gothic manor house where I have to wander around with my candelabra. It'd be like,
So the first season you're talking about of American Horror Story?
yeah, murder house. Yeah,
The first, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, that house is gorgeous.
actually, or I would take the girls' school in New Orleans.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Big white building, beautiful, gorgeous.
I have the house. I want the modern.
I've always wanted to live in like a converted church or something. I feel like that would be really, really crazy.
There's a church here in town that I would love to live in. It looks really like it would be a cool thing to convert into a one-family house.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
I want the old house, but I would I could live with the old house, but I would need a really great hot water system, air conditioning, and good Wi-Fi, and then I'll be happy. I could do what
I have a pretty good hot water system.
Yeah.
I do have good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I can deal with everything else.
I don't have AC.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, my life's so hard as I live in this mansion. I might go to bed and light my fireplace. Oh.
Oh.
Sad noises for everyone. Like,
Oh, yeah. What about Jon Snow? Where the hell is that family from? The castle that the Snows live in. We're talking about TV shows. That would be pretty sick too.
Yeah.
We're going crazy now. It's like, actually, I would take Will's apartment at Will and Grace.
Oh yes,
better.
definitely.
Castle's better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Castle's is better. Well,
Yes,
you know what?
Better.
Actually, I would have these houses, but I would buy Melrose Place. Think of the rent. Think of the rent.
You know who has a nice house?
All those crazy sluts coming in and out. It's like, bring it.
Winslow's had a nice house and family members.
I'll rent.
I mean, shit, that was a nice house.
You're a crazy slut, Tim.
Winslow, yeah.
The
I
house
have a
from
crazy
Step by
slut
Step.
queen.
Yes, yes. I'm a crazy slut. Yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
I keep them in line for you. That's what I'm saying.
The Full House was pretty cool.
The Full House, yeah.
Yeah, the Full
Full
House.
House.
Yeah, but San Francisco's hell for parking and transportation.
And
Yeah, it's true.
one earthquake away from falling into the ocean too. Like
Right.
LA. Who goes jogging on a fault line anyway?
And they call it the land of perpetual spring, but I thought it was perpetual autumn. It's
just hot.
Eternal spring. They thought it was. They call it the land of eternal spring, but I thought
eternal
it was
spring. It sounds.
I fucked my own joke.
Sounds a bit daunting. All right. Well, speaking of hot air, now I don't know if you guys know who Paloma Faith is, but singer Paloma Faith had a bit of a hot air faux pas moment when she took her children to see the latest incarnation of The Little Mermaid, because this movie doesn't have enough drama surrounding it. She has come away and made a statement on social media. Just seen the new Little Mermaid with my kids. And while I think Halle gives an amazing performance and it's great casting, as a mother of girls, I don't want my kids to think it's okay to give up your entire voice and your powers to love a man.
Oh.
Are you? You're all the same. I love it.
It's just like...
Did she not know the story before she walked into the fucking movie?
Right? Like, did you not see the original? Did she not grow up with the original?
Yeah. There was no problem when it was a cartoon white girl.
Exactly.
Real life black girl.
I mean,
exactly. Now we're going to complain about the story.
Gave up everything for her prince. Did you care when Snow White let a man kiss her unconscious? Did you care about any of the other Disney princesses?
Like, do you care about Pocahontas, who essentially got her whole fucking people killed with the smallpoxy blankets? No, we don't care. We don't care as long as she wears a pretty dress and sings a song. But apparently, I'm like,
you're sending the wrong message.
And the icing on the cake.
Deaf to her own message.
What is it? It's like it can't, since she can't bring up the black factor, right? She now has to bring up the actual like story plot. Get the fuck over it already. I am so sick and tired of hearing about this fucking movie. All I want to do is go see it and cry, and that's it.
My girl saw it. My girl saw it on Monday. Saw it on Monday, and they loved it. They loved it. They never mentioned once that the girl was black, although they have been around for not me, for other people complaining about it, and I've told those people to shut up, that it doesn't make a difference. That's, you know what I mean? Like, we can't harp on that, because I think that, Steve, you made a very clear point, was a couple of weeks ago when it was just the three of us kind of talking about it. My niece is mixed, right? So I think it's great that she gets to see a princess that's more her skin color. So I'm past that point. Was the movie good? That's all I care about. Like, was it worth it? Right. And the girl's only complaint was that there were some things that were different than the original that they missed. That some of the songs were a little different, and there were some scenes that weren't the same.
There was a scene in the kitchen where they chased the crab that didn't make it to the movie, which is a good thing because it was so they were upset about some. And I've heard other people say, like, when she sings "Poor Unfortunate Soul," she leaves out that whole beginning, that whole intro, where she's like, "You have your looks, you're a pretty face," you know, whatever she does that. Like, that was all cut.
Don't forget the important body language.
Yeah, right. Right. And like, people are like, that's kind of like an iconic part for that character, you know. So they were upset to not see that in it. But hey, you know,
now I'm not seeing it. Fuck
like any movie, some people are gonna have problems with it. Some people aren't gonna have problems with it. The best part about it is I don't give a shit what you think, right? Like, I'm gonna go see it because I have my own reasons for seeing it, and I'm a Disney fan, and I want to see how they did with the next live action movie, and that's it. Like, I could care less what your fucking motives are or what your opinions are about. You should keep that shit to yourself. Like, how come the only people that exercise freedom of speech are morons? That's what drives me nuts. No one says anything intelligent. It's just people yelling stupid shit constantly.
Right.
And it's like all the important people or the smart people or people trying to converse get overlooked. And I got to listen to this lady who I don't even know who else she is. But now I got to talk about what she thinks about Little Mermaid.
Over the weekend. and
You
I
saw
thought
it
it
as
was
well?
great. There were parts that were dragged a little bit, but most of it was wonderful. There's a couple of new songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda that were wonderful. There is a couple of scenes that were cut, and one of them was that cute little scene where the chef chases Sebastian around the kitchen, trying to get him
Because
in
Peter
the
would have a
stew
field
pot.
day.
Yeah. Melissa McCarthy was scary as fuck.
Nice.
Good.
She was really over the top scary. She did an incredible job. I thought it was wonderful. You know, I mean, it's not the same as the cartoon version, but
It's not meant to be, though.
would we have loved it if it was? You know?
Yeah,
Probably
exactly. Right?
Right.
So the issue is it's getting review bombed now as well. Like, people are saying it's the best live action like remake that Disney have done, but because people trolls, they're going to IMDb and stuff and giving it 1-star reviews. So it's bringing it down by aggregate. So IMDb have stopped taking votes on it. They're looking at their whole system and whether it's still relevant anymore. With the it is creating important conversation, and I know that we're all sick of the conversation that it generates, but it's obviously important. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to keep it in the forefront. And you know, Halle Bailey seems like the nicest person on the planet. Like, so talented. Everything, she seems so humble. And like, why are you gonna hate on a kids movie? Like, is your soul that dark and black? Like, why take magic out of the world when it's needed?
Right. I mean, other than hate, why do you have to hate on anything? Like, what goes on that you get to hate on that is like changing your life? You know what I mean? Like focus on the things that we can change and should change. Not like, who gives a shit who casted it as a fucking Little Mermaid anymore? Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like I shouldn't say that. That sounds like it is important. Like, I get the importance of it being a person of color in that role. I get that. I'm saying, like, but why does it matter to us? You know what I mean? Like, why does it change your movie? You know, like, it doesn't. It's obnoxious.
She's an imaginary character.
Right.
So let's talk about the power of
the original Little Mermaid, though. Like, let's just cut the original out altogether. Like, let's just say they just started this brand new thing about this mermaid, and she was black, and then all of a sudden she came out with a white one. Could you imagine the uproar about that fucking shit? Like, I'm just saying,
look,
it's just
if people really want to get upset.
Like,
look past Disney and look at the actual real fairy tale. He'll be very upset about what that is.
Yeah, the real fairy tale was the gay
suicide and murder and all that kind of stuff, and gayness.
Yeah, Prince Eric was the unrequited love of the author.
Yeah, I mean, all those Disney stories that started as fairy tales are like very dark and tragic. Like, the whole Peter Pan thing I just learned is supposed to be like him. Like, it's supposed to be like ghosts of children, like, and him taking like the souls of dead, lost children, and that's like the whole basis of it. Like, it's all very dark if you really want to get down to the root of that stuff. That's crazy. Right up my alley.
All right. We are rapidly running out of time, as always.
I hate when that happens.
Well, we're talking about hateration, toleration, and all that kind of stuff. Someone that's experiencing it is Shania Twain. Now, there's a lot going on TikTok, especially at the moment, where people are posting videos of mass walkouts at Shania Twain's concerts. But for every one of those, there's also videos of her performing her ass out and, really putting on a good show. The power of the hater, though, is on display well and truly. So I think we've kind of talked about Shania's struggles a few times on this show. She's very famously suffered from Lyme disease. It took away her ability to sing. She's gone through 2 open throat surgeries to be able to sing in any fashion at all. At all. And her voice is unreliable. She's said this much in multiple interviews, in a documentary. It is audibly a different voice when you listen to her last 2 albums, as opposed to her, like heyday 90s stuff. It's a deeper voice, it's a richer voice, but it's not as powerful or or high, but that's just the voice that she has now. So obviously she's relying a little bit on with the struggle that she has. She's relying on playback a little bit as well in the concert, which is fair enough because she's actually dancing and all that kind of stuff. She's really stepped up the production value of her show as opposed to relying solely on her voice. People are having big issues. She is not the Shania Twain that she used to be. And the surprising thing is, well, not really surprising thing, it's actually coming from country music itself. I want to read a little bit of a opinion piece that a website has. So the website Saving Country Music said of the tour, she is an aging performer attempting to cling to her mainstream relevancy as opposed to embracing the natural rhythms of popular music to transition to from a current popular star to one of legendary status. Shania appears to believe that as long as she glams up her image, drops F-bombs in her bad songs, and continues to act like she's 26, she can set the world on fire.
Jesus.
I'm sorry that she's 57. Like I get it, country music. I'm sorry that she's
Have
trying
they seen Dolly Parton lately?
Yeah, have they seen
it
anyway?
Yeah, right.
This is the problem with old school, good old boy country music. They can't deal with anything that is other than, I'm going to sit there and play a song about America, my truck, my love, my guns, my flag. We get it. Okay.
Yeah.
That is your version of country music. There is, like any musical genre now, there is so much choice out there. If you don't enjoy it, then don't partake in it. But for a website that is called Saving Country Music to attack, hold on to this, the highest selling female country artist of all time and say that she's struggling to become a legend is a bit, how you going? Like, you're not saving anything.
Holy shit.
Shania Twain is the highest selling because she wrote all her own songs.
Wow.
Well, the problem with all of this,
all that money goes to Shania, not 700 songwriters.
Is that you can have 10 people trolling one person that comes off like millions. They use AI, they amplify their voice. So this is not the majority. And for all those people that have walked out, I'm sure they stayed long enough where they couldn't get a refund.
Yeah.
You've got your money.
Yeah. Right? Like, you already paid for the ticket. What the fuck are you doing? Like,
if you're a fan, if you call yourself a fan, then you should know this going in.
Right.
Right.
You should know.
Right.
She doesn't sound like she used to sound.
But not even that, like, even if, like, it was just me going in, like, I haven't heard her. Like, why would I buy a ticket if I haven't listened to her or followed her over the past 10 years when she was relevant?
Even if you knew her in the 90s, she wasn't standing there wearing like cowboy boots and a fucking flannel. She was in head to toe leopard with wigs and drag queen makeup back in the day. Why is it a problem now that she's 57, not 26 with a cooch out?
White leopard skin suit.
It ain't a problem.
She's still red hot.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
she's rocking leotards at the moment in this show. She's looking.
Let me. Here's a little. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong. So that tattoo says Faith. Okay, my first tattoo, I got it small because I didn't know how it was going to come out. Faith Hill and Shania Twain, to me, were the hottest. Are still the hottest. I am in love with both of those women. Like it was like right when country started doing like the crossover, like pop star thing. The fact that Faith Hill's married to somebody named Tim still blows my mind, and I like she can get on stage and dance. She doesn't have to sing. Let her get on stage Let her play her playback the whole time, and let people just listen to her CDs loop, and let her perform on stage. Who gives a shit? The fact that she still can perform, she should be performing. You know what I mean? This is like Tom Brady playing football. Oh, he's too old. You should hang. The man's dream and his life goal was to play football. This woman's life goal and dream is to sing and perform. Let her do it while she's still able to, because when you are not able to do your dream anymore, you're going to be miserable. Let her do it while she still can. What is the big deal?
That's her whole thing. That's her whole thing. She said in the interview, I don't know how long the voice I have now is going to last, because there's no guarantee that the surgery will stick forever. Like that, what she's done.
Andrews never recovered from her surgery.
Yeah, like So she said, she's like, I'm going to go out and enjoy myself while I can. So if you go out thinking that there's going to be, you know, I don't know. I think you've got to go. It's like people going into a let's think. It's like
a wrestler,
actually.
Okay, I have to say it's like a wrestler. Like the Undertaker. The last time that he wrestled, he talked to Triple H and he said, "Listen, if this is gonna be my last one, it's gotta mean something. It's gonna be WrestleMania. It's gonna be this, right?" He went out with a bang, but he knows he's not gonna be able to wrestle again. And it's like you can tell in him, like he wants to so bad. Even John Cena knows he's not gonna wrestle again, but he will come out to do that one last fight. Like these people are performers, and if you are a performer, you are gonna go out until you can't do it any fucking more. And it's like just let him, like you said, just who gives a shit if she's lip syncing? Everybody lip syncs. Everybody uses their background music. Like, what does it matter? Like, you're still there for her. Like, I'm there for her to see her. I don't give a fuck what's playing on the radio. Like, what is that?
I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. That's Shania Twain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I want to see it. Like,
that's Shania Twain.
First of all, that's the coolest motorcycle I've ever seen in my life. That motorcycle's phenomenal. That's insane. If it comes like that with someone like that on it, sign me up.
Melissa went to an Imagine Dragons concert and said that I'm not an Imagine Dragons fan.
I would go just to look at him.
Now I know what they look like, right? But she said it's like they put on a show. She's like, they have like these huge bubbles around, like, you know, it's just all about the actual show itself and how you have a good time. Like, you're going to a concert to have a good time. You're not there. Like, I don't know. It's just
I went with my cousin a couple of years ago to the Billy Joel whatever he calls it at Madison Square Garden, you know.
That's ending. He's finishing it up.
Yeah, he's ending. Yeah. So but like when he was there, like he's one of those guys that, like, when he performs, you know, like sits at his piano or whatever and he does his thing, but he like changes the lyrics of songs. Like, you know, you're singing along, all of a sudden something different, and you're like, oh shit, like that's not. And I was kind of like, oh, look. But I'm still like, whatever. I got to see Billy Joel live. Like, I could care less, you know, about how he sounds or whatever, you know. So, like, yeah, going to a concert's not because you want to hear. If you want to hear the music, buy the fucking CD. You know what I mean? It blasted in your car or something. Like, you're going there to see them perform. That's why you're there.
If you want to hold that moment in time, then that's what CD's for. That's what hard media is for.
Right.
If you want to live the music, you go to the concert.
Yeah.
We're just going to look at We're just going to look at Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons just for the rest of the demographic.
Please. Thank you so much.
Anyway, dates with Stevie Nicks.
Like, I had no idea.
Sorry, say that again.
He has some dates where he's touring with Stevie Nicks.
Really?
When I was there, God, what's his name? Steve Miller. Steve Miller sang with him, and the young guy that dated Jennifer Aniston, John Mayer, was there also. It was cool, like, because they were unannounced, so they just kind of came out and sang with him.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
And
all right, well,
in October 6th, he's going to be in Australia with Elton John.
Oh shit!
Wait,
that's pretty cool. That's a big concert.
Rocket Man.
So did Jay Green 10 years ago.
Elton's just blown through saying that he's not touring again and then he's coming back. Calm down, Cher. It's all right.
Select shows. Maybe no more tours.
How you feeling?
Oh
You
my
ready?
God, I'm always
She's
it's
getting
gotta
hot.
be
She's
particularly warm
always
tonight.
ready. It is time for Vera Bet. She's sweaty and she's ready. Vera Bet coming your way. Okay, V, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Bet!
Today is June 1st, marking the first day of Pride Month. And this is probably the first Pride Month since the AIDS epidemic was under control where I have felt this much hatred for the gay and lesbian community, the LGBTQIA plus, whatever your identifier, I don't care. I support you. And like I was saying earlier, the people causing the most trouble are few and far between. There's a handful of Karens and Kens showing up in Targets looking for rainbows on children's clothing to prove that all gays are groomers and we're trying to grow our next crop of homosexuals. Fuck you, Karen. But I'm calling out all the straight allies. If we see this shit going on and they're intimidating the Walmart or the Kmart staff, we need to stand up. We need to call the police. We need to call them out because they are 14% of the population. White evangelical Christians are 14% of the population. They do not get to control the rest of us. And we need to stand up for our friends, our family, our cousins, our neighbors, anybody who needs standing up for. You know, if white privilege has an advantage, then this is it. We need to be the one calling the police on these evangelical white Christians that are making hell for our LGBTQIA plus citizens or our Black neighbors or our Mexican cousins. You need to call them out. Use your privilege. This month, more than any month since AIDS, we need to support the gay LGBTQ plus IA plus whatever the fuck plus community. That's my rant. We love
Oh,
Christina.
you've killed Christina. But I was like, damn it. I've heard. I think the alphabet mafia is what we're going with these days.
Yeah,
I know.
I like
They
the
are.
alphabet mafia. I'm down with it.
Whatever.
I didn't even know that there was like IA like plus added the other day when I heard it. I was like, wait, what?
Get educated.
I did
I
hear
am-
somebody refer to it as
Yeah, ignorant.
Legibitiqua, but I didn't think I could say it.
Legibitiqua. Legibitiqua? I love Legibitiqua as well. Before we leave, I have something WTF worthy for you.
What the?
Now, we've been talking about fandom and toxic fandom and all that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I know that I've done some extreme stuff to go to concerts. One of which was stand in the same spot for I think it was 15 hours without
Oh
moving
my god!
at a festival.
Oh my!
But as always,
Where's
Taylor Swift fans are taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
On TikTok, it's been revealed that Taylor Swift fans are wearing adult diapers to the show so that they do not miss any part of the 3.5-hour spectacle that Taylor is putting on. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. She does a different acoustic set every night, so no night in the concert is the same. So she plays songs from her whole back catalogue that don't usually get played. They're also saying the price of the ticket, they are not missing out on a single second of the show.
I get it,
Feelings?
but like, there's an intermission, isn't there? Like,
Yeah.
Don't think,
like
is there?
If you are
I don't
dancing
think
your
there
ass
is.
off, aren't you sweating out anything that you might have needed to pee?
yeah. I mean, okay,
I
so
don't know if it. Okay.
go ahead. No,
There
go
you
ahead.
go, you go.
My
I don't
cousin
know
went
that I
to
could
it.
let go.
Oh,
I don't know that I could let go in public like that.
I don't think
Yeah.
I could either.
no.
Anyway,
But-
your cousin went.
No,
for
and then
Taylor.
like sit in it. Yeah, but she didn't
Yeah.
fucking wear a goddamn diaper. Like, I can't see her and her friends
You
wearing a
know of.
diaper. Like, yeah,
That you
you're
know
right. Like, I didn't ask her because that wasn't on my fucking mind. But like, I,
Now it
you
is.
know, I've been to like big concerts before, and
Yeah.
no, like that's never been on my mind. Like, no.
2 words.
Vera,
Drink less.
Yeah, just don't
right?
drink so much. Like, fuck.
Just because you're there
Drink
doesn't mean
less.
you got to be pounding the drinks. You don't have to be. Hey, Lashana. Just because you're there doesn't mean you got to be pounding the drinks. Maybe like, don't do it. Don't do it, and don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is the same people who we had to tell not to eat laundry detergent, who we had to tell to not do TikToks getting out of a moving car, not to lay down in the middle of the streets, and like I don't I don't understand where people's thought process. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done plenty of stupid things as a kid. I get it, but
yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't. I don't.
But as a
I don't
grown
get it.
adult, I would not
I don't
go
get
out
it.
and be like,
a good way to a
ooh,
UTI
adult
as well,
diapers.
right?
Like, yeah, like, that's what I'm
you know
saying. I
what?
didn't sit in my own piss. Like, I couldn't do that. No.
My nephew is 22 years old. He is at the prime age for stupid shit. I don't think he would do this.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's doing it. I don't think anyone's really doing it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's leave that pissy taste in your mouth as we move on. As we move on to next week, bigger and better things and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for joining us again this week. Hopefully, we'll see Jeffrey Emmett next week. You never know. You never know.
I may have to go to his house and yell at him.
You never know. But thank you for joining us. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Vera. I've been Steve. Thank you for joining us on Uncensored Radio. But the most important thing that we've learned today: don't have a baby with 83-year-old Al Pacino.
Just a quick note.
Yeah.
Geriatric fathers have more risk of mental health issues later in life.
Those are such old balls. Imagine his old balls.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Old balls. Have a great weekend.
Al Pacino's balls.
Balls.